Figure it out. Figure it out. You need to figure it out.
Figure it out, man.
Figure it out.
Figure it out.
Figure it out. All right? Figure it out. Just figure it out.
The love of God, figure it out.
And welcome to the FIO podcast. I am your host, Mason Kleiss, and if you haven't figured it out by now, you need to figure it out. We got a great episode for you guys today. We got the legendary Justin Lara, former teammate for the Florida Pokes. How we doing, Just?
Pokers for life, baby.
Pokers
yes,
for
sir.
life.
How we doing with all the people?
Dude,
how are we?
It's nice to have you on finally, man. I know we've been talking about this.
I know, we've been talking about it for a little bit. I've been tuned in, but I'm glad to be on, man.
So, you're living that NAIA life now.
Good NAIA life. I've been in the NAIA life a little bit, but yeah, we're out here in Montgomery, Alabama at Faulkner University. Yes, sir.
Dude, so Faulkner University Eagles, they're notorious in the NAIA for being a front runner to make it to the World Series, and definitely deep runs in the postseason in the last at least 5 years, since I've been tuned into the NAIA. So what's it like to be able to play for a team that's is gonna make deep run in the playoffs and have a good team year after year?
Yeah, man, it's awesome. I mean, it's definitely why I came here, chose this school. They do things a lot differently than anywhere I've been at, or I think anywhere, anyone's been at. They do things really professionally. It's just, you show up, you get your work done. You're not there for a long time, but you're there. It's intense, and then you get off, and then you do the same thing the next day, and they just, that's what they do. They put you in a position to be successful every day, and it's panned out for them really well. I'm just excited to start off a good year. We're 6-1 right now, and we've got a long way to go.
So, you used to play at Lenore Rhine, which is in North Carolina?
Yes, sir.
And that's a division. And that's a Division II.
That is Division II.
So what's the difference in the level of competition between the NCAA and the NAIA?
I really,
slight?
I don't think
there's
slight? That much of a difference. I mean, there's going to be both in the NCAA Division II and NAIA. There's both going to be, teams that, aren't going to be up to par with the major teams that are in that conference. But, I mean, other than that, I've seen pretty much a consistent level of good players throughout the NCAA and the NAIA. So I think, it's pretty much neck and neck right there. There's nothing else going on with that. I mean, I've been NCAA and NAIA now a couple years, and pretty good competition both ways. Can't say nothing about it.
Yeah, and I remember being at Cumberland's, which is also an NAIA, and we would play some Division II teams, and we'd work them. I'm pretty sure we didn't lose to any Division II team that we played. So I don't know if you guys are playing any.
I don't doubt it. And Cumberland's is good too. Cumberland's got a good program out there. I don't doubt it.
They're ranked. I think preseason had them like 12th or 11th or something like that, which I thought was a little. Or I think actually 16th, which I think is really low.
Really? That sounds low.
They finished the year last year 9th. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
They did them dirty.
Every year they seem to get better. Like my senior year, we won 20. Had a 26 game winning streak, won 47 games.
Yeah, I remember that.
It was like historic. And then I was like, no crazy shot that they repeat that. And then we hosted a regional, like first time in program history. And then the very next year, they did the same shit. They hosted a regional, they won 40 plus games, all this stuff. I'm like, damn, man. I was like, every year they get better. I don't understand how they do it. It's just recruiting. It's purely recruiting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've seen them out there. No, they're definitely good.
That seems to be the knock. I talked to a lot of former players from there, and it's always like the coaches are really good. They're better recruiters than they are coaches, if that's what people like to say.
Sure. Getting in the right people, getting in some talent, and you're gonna be successful if you're gonna bring that in, and I'm sure they got great coaches over there too.
Speaking of great coaches, Coach Combs of the Florida Pokers, great coach.
shout out Ryan Combs.
Yo, he was one of my favorite coaches I've ever had. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, big shout out to Ryan Combs.
Summer baseball is just there's nothing else like it. It's the most fun time of anyone's life. Like, because I don't know if you agree with me on this, but like high school baseball, like Little League baseball, nothing's better than that. That's fun, pure fun. Like, that's when you fall in love with the game. And then high school baseball is like you're having fun there, but you're starting to feel like it's a business. And then you get to college and it's for sure a business. You understand, like, there's always someone on the horizon going to beat you. Like, you don't have this kind of seniority really, and everybody's replaceable that I've found out. So summer college baseball is the closest thing to Little League that I've ever gotten, bro.
That's a great take. That's a great take, especially with Ryan Combs.
Yeah,
love that guy.
Yeah,
can't say it enough.
Yeah, he gives people opportunities that not a lot of people would give. So, and puts together a good team, year after year in a pretty competitive conference in the South Florida Collegiate League. Yeah,
for sure. He's a good guy. Would do anything for him. Great guy. I've been with him for 5 years. Have nothing bad to say about him. He might be a little lazy, but that's great guy.
He gave me a big hug after my last start. You were there for that was my last collegiate start ever. And it was in the summer, and I remember my shoulder was hurting so bad.
Shoulder was hurting. You were just out there flipping breaking ball after breaking ball.
Yeah, dude, I did pretty good my last start too. I'm not gonna lie.
You had like 6 Ks or something.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. Just kept flipping the curveballs in there.
Big curveball guy out there.
And so, what was it? And then he hugged me after he took me out, and he was like, "If you ever need a job, hit me up. Like, you can come coach for us, and I will, like, it pays decent, and you can get even if it's a side job, like, we'll hook you up." And I actually, I would consider it if I ever moved to that coast of Florida and wanted to get involved with baseball again part-time, for sure I'm hitting up Ryan Combs.
Yeah, that's the one guy I'm hitting up for sure. And
whether it's college or high school.
I like Combs too, man. He let you do your thing on baseball, but he had your back off the field, man. Like, he was really, really good guy. He's really there for you, really cares about you. It's not just, you're playing for me and then I'm never going to see you again.
Yeah, I should definitely reach out to him again. I think I talked to him like last year. Like when you were playing, I was talking to him.
Yeah.
Your last season with them.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't talked to him in a while, but, I send him the text every here and again. He's always talking with my dad and stuff too sometimes, but yeah, still big shout out Ryan Combs.
So how are you adjusting to Alabama? And the weather, I'm sure you're used to the weather because North Carolina is kind of similar.
Yeah, it's similar actually, but right now it's in the 70s. Like, it was really cold about 2 days ago, and now it's like in the 70s. It's it hasn't
good
been
baseball
cold
weather
since I've been here. They said it's supposed to be cold, and March is almost coming around. They said that's when it warms up, so hopefully it'll stay like this. But other than that, yeah, man, I'm just here, adapting, doing my thing.
So it's different. There's more country people there, huh? Is it country in Montgomery, would you say?
No.
It's not
country in Montgomery. I haven't been around as much.
Yeah.
I've driven, and there's some things where you can say, "Oh yeah, that's country," but it's mostly city. You got the big highway here that connects Montgomery and Atlanta. It's just a straight 2-hour shot. You got, I believe, 65 that takes you down towards Pensacola. Mm-hmm. So it's not like in the middle of nowhere, but it's not a big city. But it is the capital of Alabama, though.
Yeah, I knew that. I've never been to Montgomery. Because as you know, I played ball for a year in Alabama. Went to Central Alabama Community College in Alexander City, and that, my friend, is country.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm not in the country, but it's not big. It's not too big, but yeah, we're here. It's not bad. I like it.
And this is your last year, correct?
Yes,
of
first
college
year
ball?
Here, but last year on the field.
You picked a good school to end it with, man. That's it. You could walk away with a World Series ring in your last season.
Yeah, that definitely was a part of my decision because, I want to go somewhere I can win at least in my last year coming out. Maybe put a fat ring on my finger when I'm coming out of here.
That's what my decision was when I was going to Cumberland's. I was either going to go. I remember it was between two or three schools. And Cumberland's was one of them that was showing a lot of interest. And the last thing that got me, like the recruiting, like I'm telling you, he's like, "Do you want a ring or not?" And so I was like, all right, and I came there and we won 2 rings in my time there. So
there you go.
I have them sitting in front of me right now. Actually, I can see them. So they're pretty gorgeous to look at.
Love to see it. Was that the best record you guys had at that school?
47-13, I think.
Was that a record?
I think. Hold on, I'm gonna look on the ring right now. We had this year we were 47-11. I don't know if that was the best record. I believe they've won 50 games. Oh no, my final year we won. It was like the most wins in program history. So yeah, maybe 47 was it.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, we were 43-17 one
year.
year.
NAIA ball was going crazy with that.
Yeah.
You guys were doing some special stuff over there.
You saw Concordia scored 16 runs in an inning.
Yeah, I saw that.
My boy plays for them. That's hype. He tweeted out. He goes, "You get a run. You get a run. You get a run.
You get a run. You get a run." Damn, 16.
Yeah, in
My
one inning.
goodness.
In one inning. So I think that's a record, is what NAIA was saying. Is a record for an inning. So that's crazy. But I miss baseball all the time, man. There's adult leagues here that start in March that I'm really tempted to do, because there's a field right by my work, and they play every weekend, and I watch them, and they're like dudes, and I think the youngest dude's probably in like their upper 20s, so like not far off from us. So like I want to go out there and just hustle them, bro, and be like, yeah, can I pitch? I've always wanted to pitch, and then just go out there, chuck 72, and just K everybody up.
Just dotting corners, and then you come in with that big sweeping curve. And
yeah, because there's no shot. Because I've watched like 10 different dudes pitch, and they're all just like 50 miles an hour. They could barely throw. They're just like,
oh my gosh,
pitching at BP in there. I'm like, dude, I'd go out there. I'll give you 3 innings because I'll throw it as hard as I can.
You can get in the lineup too. I'm sure you can hit a.
Oh yeah, I would want to hit. I wouldn't just want to pitch.
Big pull guy.
That's what I was playing men's softball, dude. I just pulled them over the fence every time.
Exactly.
Yeah, I found out really quick that men's softball, there's a limit for how many home runs you can hit per team, and then they're outs after 3 home runs. It was a competitive league I was in. After 3 home runs, it's an out, and I hit a home run. It was our 4th one. And I fucking bat flipped, like a jackass. And everyone's like, "You're out, dude." I'm like, "What?" Just hit that shit.
Fucking with me.
Yeah, I was so pissed. He's like, "Yeah, have you ever played softball before?" I'm like, "No."
No.
Like, yeah, it was crazy, dude. I was having fun with it. But yeah, that's what I liked. And so I might do the baseball league. I don't know. My body is just. I don't think it's ready for it, Like I can't imagine. I cannot imagine playing baseball right now, like a full college season. Like my body couldn't do it.
I'll tell you what. I haven't played college in season in about almost 2 years.
Yeah,
I played summer, but even now, we're only 7 games in, and I've already gone to the trainer at least 3 times, and I have multiple like injuries all over my body right now just from 7 games.
Yeah, you got to take care of your body, man. Like that's what's crazy is I've learned now. Like I know I'm only 25 years old, but like and people I'll tell people
you think you're young, but it's still like
your body isn't young. Like your age is young, but like the trauma that we've put our bodies through our whole lives, like playing sports.
Since we've been young as hell.
Yeah, like it's crazy and just stupid shit we do on our off days too. But just. Because I remember I have some pretty bad lower back problems now to where I don't deadlift anymore. Like I can't squat
you're out there
as much.
Lifting every day.
Yeah, like
doing all that.
And I still try. Like I still maintain a good physique, and I try and eat healthy and do all this stuff. And I'll complain at work. I'll be like, "Damn, my back hurts." And they're like, "You're 25. Why does your back hurt?"
You're 25.
And I'm like, yo, you don't understand, man. Because like a lot of people I work with, they weren't former athletes, so they kind of don't understand.
Yeah, exactly. They don't know. They don't understand.
I'm like, my joints are like 80 years old, man. Like, like it was so like that's what I've like regret big time. Like when we lifted in high school and like kind of beginning parts of my college career, it was like your mentality was get it up. It doesn't matter how you get it up, get the weight up. Like everyone's screaming in your ear. You're like, yeah, I'll deadlift 500 pounds, like with a crunched back. Like, yeah.
Yeah, and here you are at 25. And
I'm suffering. So now I'm all about functional strength. Like I try and do super good form on everything, and then it's like I still feel pain because it's like I fucked my body the last like 5 years of lifting. Like stupid.
Exactly. Oh man.
So
can you imagine football players, dude?
Dude,
like,
I know. I have so much respect for them. It's crazy.
Literally I don't think a week is enough. Honestly,
it's not.
In between, like at a professional level with those bodies being thrown around like that.
It's a lot of drugs they're on. A lot of pain drugs, bro. Are you kidding me?
My goodness.
They need to legalize weed in the NFL, man. They did it in baseball.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know. I mean, if any sport needs it, it's the NFL.
I'm sure Tim Lincecum's pretty happy about the MLB rules changing now.
Who?
Tim Lincecum.
Oh, Timmy.
The biggest
Timmy's
pothead in the MLB.
Off good gas, throwing strikes out there.
He said he was on LSD when he threw a perfect game for the Giants.
Oh, man.
I believe it, too. That guy was weird.
I mean, who knows, though? Honestly, I mean, you don't know. Maybe he was just in another zone, and that's why he threw a no-hitter.
Freaking, yeah, he was one of my favorite pitchers growing up, too. He was the freak, I think, or the maniac, that's what they called him, because he was like 5'6", and he threw like 99. Unbelievable.
Oh,
Stupid.
Man. Timmy.
All right, well, let's get right into this shit, man. Enough catching up, man. Let's get right into the Super Bowl. A little over a week ago, the Chiefs defeated the 49ers by a score of 31-20. Patrick Mahomes leading them with 2 touchdown drives in the last 7 minutes. They were down 10 points with 7 minutes and 44 seconds, I believe, left. And I knew it too. I was like, I'm not counting this guy out because they are like the Warriors of basketball, where you're up 10, but then all of a sudden you're down 20. So it's just crazy.
Yeah, that's a great take right there. Yeah.
So
they were trailing every playoff game at least by 10 points, and every game they just came back, and it was like almost like, okay, we're gonna let you guys score and get ahead, and then Patrick Mahomes is just gonna go down the field and just launch the ball all over, and you can't do anything about it.
He's the best quarterback in football right now. It's no doubt.
I mean, you're pretty much the GOAT, and you could have gotten drafted for baseball out of high school, but you said no, went to Texas Tech, and now 3 years in the league, you're an MVP and a Super Bowl champion.
And a Super Bowl MVP.
And a Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah.
And in high school, you were sitting 96 off the mound.
Yep. Athlete, man.
Guy's an athlete.
I'm pretty sure he's like 36 games. He's got 87 touchdowns. Like, it's unbelievable.
Like he's playing a video game. It's a video game for him.
I really want to play. I don't have an Xbox. I have a Nintendo Switch, but I really want to buy an Xbox just so I can play. I haven't played with Patrick Mahomes on any Madden game, and I want to see how much fun it is to play with him. Or Lamar Jackson, honestly. Like either of the two guys. I would love to watch them play.
Lamar, shout out Broward County, Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, who would you rather have on your team? Is it Lamar or Patrick?
I might be biased towards Lamar because he's from the crib, but I mean, can you really go wrong with either or though?
No, I mean Mahomes definitely has the better weapons and the better coach, so he's in a better system. The Ravens have a better defense and a better running game, which is what you usually would like to have on a team.
Yeah.
But when you have the weapons and the things that Patrick Mahomes can do, it's the arm talent, man. He's not as mobile, of course, but he's mobile enough to win you games, and then having the arm strength it's like a way better version of Aaron Rodgers at a younger age.
Exactly. Yeah, he's so young too, but like when he scrambles, it's like. He, like you said, like he just does enough to like get out of there, and like if they need if it's 3rd and 5, he gets 6 yards. You know what I'm saying? Like he just gets enough to like keep the drive going, and then he'll scramble and he'll throw it down 80 yards, and it's Tyreek Hill going down, and it's a touchdown, and you can't do anything about it.
Yeah, the weapons that they like. I always would say. Give Lamar Jackson that team, and would they also be Super Bowl champions?
That's interesting. Yeah,
but I don't think Lamar Jackson would have to run as much in that kind of team because he has too many weapons.
No, he'd be throwing more because I think the Ravens definitely build some plays around his ability to run for sure. I think Kansas City's just out there, Mahomes drop back and see what you can do.
And the biggest knack on them was they're too Mahomes dependent, they were saying. Like, they can't win in other ways besides him having a good game.
Yeah.
But, I mean, who cares when you got a guy like that? I mean, their defense stepped up in the last 7 games of the regular season.
Oh, my God, yeah.
So,
total turnaround for them.
That definitely helped them out.
That was a really, really big point for them, too.
Kyle Shanahan blew another Super Bowl lead. I don't know if you knew this, but he was the offensive coordinator in the Falcons team when they lost 28-3.
I saw something about that, but I didn't read up on it. But that is wow, that's crazy. That must suck.
And they blew it the same way, bro.
Kyle.
They blew it the same way, bro, by not running the ball when they're up ahead, man. They just try. They're like, yeah, Jimmy G, go ahead and throw the ball. Like, no. If you're up 10, run the damn rock. Like,
yeah, you got to run the rock.
I said this in my pregame show, my pregame episode, when I talked about ways that the 49ers need to win, and I said, if you get a lead, keep running the ball. So don't let Jimmy G have the balls. Just to give you want to keep Patrick Mahomes off the field.
You should have called Kyle, and you should have told him.
Called him
up. Got to run the damn ball. And they have who do they have at the tailback? They have 3 dudes that can just run it.
They have 3 really good running backs that I don't think all of them are going to return. They had Raheem Mostert, Tevin Coleman.
That guy is unbelievable.
Used to play for the Dolphins.
Did he really? And Damian Williams.
That's what's funny, bro. The two people that y'all cut, and then they played in the Super Bowl in Miami.
And then don't forget, Tannehill was 1 game away from going there.
Yeah, that would have been pretty sweet. But I
mean, oh my gosh, everyone that leaves the Dolphins just goes somewhere else, and they just become the best player in the world.
I'm really glad that Jay Ajayi. I'm really glad that. Sorry, I had to rub that one in. He's no good now, but he had that one good year with the Eagles. But I'm really glad that the Titans didn't make the Super Bowl, because it just would have been boring, man. Who wants to see Derrick Henry run the ball 40 times? Like,
that is true.
Like, he's a beast, but a couple games is enough. Like, you beat the Patriots and the Ravens.
Probably just a straight defensive game too.
Yeah, which that was last year's Super Bowl, and it was the most boring Super Bowl of all time.
It was super boring. Yeah, at least no. This one was entertaining all throughout. You know.
Yeah,
it was a really good Super Bowl.
I thought Mahomes wasn't that good until the end, until it mattered most.
He wasn't.
He looked bad.
He did look bad.
He had a couple interceptions that I thought he was just kind of forcing the ball, and I was like trying to do too much. And that was another point that I made in my last episode. I said, don't try and do too much. Too much Mahomes. Like, Mahomes magic. Like, now he's talking about wanting to implement a backwards pass, like behind the back pass. Like,
I saw it. I think he realized that too, and then I think that's when it just started to click for him, and they got rolling, and then it was over by that point.
I think with for the 49ers at least, they're a very complete football team, so I don't think that they're going to suffer too much from this loss. I think they'll come back next year, probably win their division. It's a very tough division, but I'm sure that they're going to win it again and make another deep run in the playoffs. But I think this shows that Jimmy G can't lead a team to the Super Bowl. He can't be, you need a lot to go for him. Mm-hmm. Like an elite defense. They had the number 1 defense pretty much all year.
I got you.
Very good weapons at wide receiver. Top 2 tight end in the league. 3 really good running backs. And
definitely agree with that. Yeah, now that you're putting all that into perspective, I mean, great defense. They have weapons all around. Mm-hmm. I mean, I like Jimmy G, but if you're asking me, basically at the end of the day, am I going to take Jimmy G or Mahomes? I mean, I'm going to take Mahomes.
Yeah, bro, it's a no.
It's not even a question.
I would take Kirk Cousins over Jimmy G right now, and that's been a lot of there's been a lot of comparisons because they both have signed.
That might be a little biased though.
Okay, hear me out. They both signed some pretty huge deals without proving that they've done anything to deserve those deals. But this gives me hope, man, for Kirk Cousins, because it shows that you don't have to be an elite quarterback to win the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. Or to go to the Super Bowl. They didn't win, so to at least go to it. Baby steps here. We make the playoffs, we win a game. Now we maybe go to the Super Bowl, and then lose, and then wait a few years, then go and then win.
Something's got to click over there in Minnesota.
I mean,
you guys got what it takes.
It just makes me so mad because year after year, I get my heart ripped out by this team, and everyone on Twitter, Minnesota fan bases are just so okay with losing. It's sickening, bro. They're so satisfied. They're like, oh, Dalvin Cook, top 5 in rushing this year. Oh, Kirk Cousins had 30 touchdowns. Like, we won a playoff game. We beat the Saints. Like, look at all this good shit we did. And it's like, it does not matter, man. We didn't win the Super Bowl. Like, if we were predicted to win 3 games and then did that, I'd be like, cool, yeah, that was way past my expectations. Yeah. But when you have a team, a roster that's ready to win the Super Bowl now and we don't win it or even go to it, like, I understand if we went to the Super Bowl, then lost, and be like, okay, you know, at least we made it. Like, we got there. Like, you can take a little bit of satisfaction out of that. But, like, right now, I'm like, we are too okay with losing. Like, I remember I went on Twitter and just ripped a bunch of people a new one. Because I'm like, this is just so sorry of a fan base. Because in pro football, at least football, you have a window, man. It's a very small window to win a Super Bowl. It's like 5 years. And, like, dynasties aren't a thing. Like, what the Patriots did.
It's not common.
You don't see that every day. So, like... No. You know, people get old, people move on. Like, our defense has been together, like, the core of our defense has been together for, like, 6 to 7 years, which is really rare to keep everybody together. People taking pay cuts, people, you know, not leaving. Like, you know, Anthony Barr had a max deal with the Jets in the offseason. He said, nah, I'm going to stay with Minnesota. So, shout out to him for doing that. But it's like, we have an elite defense, you know, top 3 every year. We have plus wide receiver Adam Thielen and Stephon Diggs. Kyle Rudolph's a top 5 tight end. Dalvin Cook's an elite running back. We have an above average offensive line. Like, the offensive line's our weak point, but it's good enough to get it done. And
pretty good quarterback.
So. And Kirk Cousins is good, man. And like he proved a lot of people wrong this year. He had like 4 big wins, but he had some bad losses too. And it's not all on him. I think he's a good quarterback, but like, is he the guy to win us a Super Bowl? I'm not going to sit here and be like,
exactly.
Yes, you know what I mean.
Same thing with San Francisco and Jimmy G.
Exactly, but I think they believe in him more.
If it comes down to it in the Super Bowl, you know, if Cousins is facing Mahomes, I'm still taking Mahomes.
Yeah, I mean, you'd be stupid not to. Like,
despite every asset, even saying that I would take anyone over Mahomes is just ridiculous because of Mahomes. But yeah, it's the same concept. I mean, I just don't think Kirk Cousins is the guy to do it for you. Maybe he can get you. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, get y'all there, but to finish it. I don't know.
I think he's our best option, though. Like, there's so many people that are like, get rid of him. You know, let's find somebody else. It's like, he's the best option. Like, out of all the free agent quarterbacks you could probably think of right now, like, I'm sorry, I don't want Tom Brady. I'm sorry, I don't want Phillip Rivers. Yeah. Like, I don't want these old fucks sitting back there, like, sitting ducks while they get... Like, Kirk's a sitting duck, too, but he's a little bit more mobile. Like,
he for sure is more mobile, 100%.
But... We'll get into Kirk Cousins a little bit later. I know I have something else to talk about with him. Let's finish up our top. I have ADHD, so this is going to be like this all podcast. But so what was funny is, I don't know did you make any bets on the Super Bowl? Like any like?
No, I did no bets. I mean, coming into it, I was 50-50 on saying what was going to happen. So I'm not a big betting guy anyway.
Me either.
But no, I had no bets.
I am not a big betting man either, and you can ask anybody that. I don't like to spend my money on anything that's like stupid like that. But I couldn't help myself when I saw some of the stupid bets that were out there. You know, you can bet on anything with sports, and I bet there was an over/under on Demi Lovato's song on the national anthem going over 1:54 seconds, and everyone was betting the over because they're like, oh, this is a girl who's gonna really sing it and take forever. And she was under by about 3 seconds, so that I was already, like, before the game started, I was $10 down. So...
So you betted on her being over?
Yes, I thought she'd be at least 157. Like, get that high note and hold it there, girl. I'm sitting there, like, you're supposed to respect... I'm at a Super Bowl party. I'm supposed to respect the... national anthem, don't talk during it. I'm sitting there yelling. Nobody knows. I'm sitting there yelling at the end, come on, come on, come on. And she just stopped, and I was like, shit! Like, screamed it.
Everyone's looking at you. Who the hell is this guy?
Everyone's like, what? The game hasn't started yet. This guy's yelling, like...
This guy's already lost money before the game's even started.
I know. And the next one I betted on 2 more things. I betted on the score, which was super specific. I wanted it to be a specific score. But before I get into that, the last one I betted on was the color of the Gatorade, bro. You could bet on the color of the Gatorade that gets splashed, because it's the same for both sidelines. and it was plus 700 for purple. So I put like $4 on purple.
Oh man!
Because I would have won big, if it was purple
It
Gatorade.
was orange, right?
Yeah, it was orange. So, which was pretty common. It was like orange, green, and blue. I think were the most common ones. And I was like, "Fuck it, I'm going purple, man." Plus 700.
Fuck it.
Grape. I like grape Gatorade. What's wrong with grape?
Yeah, I've never seen it though. Like,
Me either.
splashed on anyone.
That's why
I feel like it's always orange.
Yeah.
For some reason.
Yeah, that's what people like. And then I bet on the score. I said it would be 31-28 in overtime, with Harrison Butker kicking a game-winning field goal.
Gutsy. Well, you got 31, right?
Yeah, that's what I was hype about. And so the final score is 31-20. But what's crazy is the 49ers had about a minute and a half to score again. If they really wanted to, they could have. Like something could have happened. A minute 30 with 2 timeouts. I think they had plenty of time to score a touchdown. Yeah. And of course, they can't do that if they're a running football team, and they can't do that. They can't score if they're running the ball unless they score on like a huge running play, which isn't likely. So they had to have Jimmy G try and throw the ball, and he threw an interception. So
Jimmy G.
I knew it could have been 31-28, man. If they scored 1 for 2, I could have got it, but yeah. So I was 0 for 3.
Things you hate to see, man.
I was 0 for 3, but it's okay. I wanted the Chiefs to win. I like Andy Reid more than Patrick Mahomes. I like Patrick Mahomes, but I like Andy Reid.
I was leaning towards the Chiefs, man. Because Andy Reid's a good dude, man. I was hoping he would win it. Wasn't he like 7th most winning coach all time? But he never won the
Super Bowl though. Crazy.
Yeah, crazy how that works. Love to see that for Big Andy over there.
For Big Red Walrus, baby.
Big
Andy
Red
Reid.
Walrus.
That's what he looks like, man. Pretty much.
I know.
But did you see how drunk Patrick Mahomes was in the parade?
I didn't.
Just chugging beers.
He threw a beer or a football for some fan, and he ran after it, and he ran into a parking meter.
What?
This dude just
I didn't see that.
Like the bus is going by. This dude's on a sidewalk. And I don't know if it was a football or a beer can, but Mahomes throws it off the bus. And this dude's on the sidewalk, and there's a parking meter there, but I guess Buddy doesn't see it. Mahomes throws this thing, and hits a car and skids across, and he's going after it, and then boom, he just completely eats the parking meter.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
No one has any regard for this guy. This guy's just on the ground, and everyone's running after the beer that Mahomes just threw.
No one cares.
The guy was just. I think he was knocked out, but yeah. That's the only thing I saw of the parade, though.
I misheard you. I thought you said, did you see Mahomes run into the parking meter? I was like, no, what?
No.
That would have been, top news.
That would have definitely been top news.
Patrick Mahomes can't handle his alcohol.
This guy definitely was missing some teeth.
Oh, my God. Yeah, I did see that video.
Did you see that?
Yeah. I thought you meant Patrick Mahomes running into one.
No.
Which would have been twice as funny. So, yeah. Jesus Christ. Well, that's my Super Bowl take. I don't know if you have anything else to add to that.
No, I like the Chiefs, and I like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and say it next year. I know they don't. It's hard to repeat, but
dynasty?
I'm going to go ahead and say I like the Chiefs next year too.
Are they a dynasty? Are they the new Patriots? You think?
They got the quarterback and they got the coach. They got the system. I don't see why not.
Here's the thing, though.
I really don't.
If Patrick Mahomes wants to be the highest paid quarterback or player in history, which is well over $200 million, he's going to ask for, or he would have to ask for if he wanted that.
Mm-hmm.
He's worth that, though. That's what's crazy.
Oh yeah, for sure.
If anybody's worth, it's like the Mike Trout deal. If anyone's worth $400 million or whatever the hell he signed, it's Mike Trout. So
if anyone's worth this, it's definitely
Patrick Mahomes. But should he do it is the real question, and I don't think he should. I think he should. I think everyone knows he's worth that. So, nobody's doubting you, bro. Nobody thinks that you suck. You got it. You're the GOAT. Yeah. You're the guy right now.
He knows it. And I don't even think that he is that kind of, guy that would go out and, almost not need the reassurance, but go out and get that $200 million and be like, yeah, I'm the guy. I just don't see him as, as that guy. I don't see him doing that.
Dude, he broke the Madden curse, bro.
That's unreal. My whole childhood, the Madden curse has been existent on I promise you, almost every cover on Madden since my
Yeah.
childhood, and here I am at I'm about to be 23 this month, and Patrick Mahomes finally broke the curse.
Even Brady couldn't beat it, man. He lost to the Eagles on the year he was the cover.
I mean, look at
2018
that,
cover, and then Antonio Brown was 2019, and we all know where he is now. God damn.
Oh, Antonio Brown.
Yeah, let's real quick talk about him. What do you think?
Okay,
What do you think about all that?
Real quick about him. First thing is he really screwed me over on fantasy because I come around third round, and I told my friends I didn't want to do
Third
fantasy
round?
football. I'm more of a fantasy basketball kind of guy.
Yeah.
Because it's more consistent for me. I've talked to you about this.
Yeah, I don't know how you do
It's
it.
giving you my frustrations. So I come around, I get Kamara first round. Another bad mistake I took Juju second round, but I didn't know Ben was going to go down. Okay, so I'm looking good. Here comes third round, and I see AB is sitting there third round. Why not?
Got
Go
to.
get him. Dude plays for me one time. I have to drop him. AB. Come on, man. We got to be better.
I didn't draft him for that.
Flat out.
I didn't draft him for that exact reason, man. I was like, I don't like. I think he's because
Yeah,
at that
you know
point
what?
there was a lot of shit going on with him.
I shouldn't have done it. I did it, and right after that, I was looking at it, and I was like, you know what? I'm definitely going to regret that.
Yeah. I mean, I picked him up and dropped him like 7 times in the year. Just anytime they were like, "Oh, he has a workout. Oh, someone's talking about him," and it's like, "Oh, I'm gonna pick him up." But then I'd always drop him the next week. I'd be like, "All right, I need someone who's actually gonna put points on the board for me." But fantasy, dude, we're gonna have to have you back on because I'm gonna do when the time comes, I'm gonna do fantasy mock drafts, like a bunch of them.
Okay.
And
Okay.
just like different scenarios, like, oh, what happened? Like, what would my team look like if I did this? But I will say, a little early sneak peek, and I think it's pretty self-explanatory at this point. You need a top tight end if you want to make the playoffs, at least, or if you want to win the championship. Like the guy who won your championship, well, who was his tight end if you remember? Had to be someone he top.
Oh, you know what? That's a great question.
I guarantee you, like, I'm willing to bet a lot of money to say it was either Travis Kelce or George Kittle.
It wasn't. No, it wasn't. You know what? This guy was loaded. You know what? On every other position.
Every other
but the
position.
tight end, but I do believe who he played. I
Had
do
him.
believe he had Mark Andrews.
Oh yeah, another
who
guy
was-
putting up 20
he
points a
was
week.
Big. He was big, and then you know what? Now that you mentioned Kittle and Kelsey, the other two people that made the playoffs, they had Travis Kelce and Kittle.
Yeah, I had Kelce and I won my league, and the guy I beat in the playoffs or in the in the final game had Kittle. So I think it's essential, man. You like even if you have to go like if you're a late first round pick, bro, and just gotta bite the bullet, take it because what shows you now it's a passing league. And what shows you now is you can get, like, look at Deebo Samuel, bro. Like, look at Emmanuel Sanders. These guys that you can draft late that are producing, bro. Like Hollywood Brown, like all these, like, no-name guys, essentially.
Yeah, half of them you picked up off the waivers.
Exactly. So you can go ahead, like, get an established tight end in the first, second round. Like, get a good running back, and then you're set. Then you can kind of pick and choose like another decent running back before going crazy on wide receiver. You don't have to get these crazy good wide receivers. You know what I mean? To like stack up your team.
Because I look back and half the guys that we picked up were on the waivers.
Exactly.
Hold on, my friend who won the league just stepped in the room. Hey Sam, who was your tight end for fantasy football?
I had who I started with, who I ended with.
No, who you ended with?
I had Ertz and Jared Cook.
He had Ertz and Jared Cook.
Okay, yeah. Another two. Those are two top tight ends in fantasy.
He's
right
saying that you need a tight end in fantasy if you really want to win the league. Do you agree with that?
It depends on your skill positions, though, because if you have a good quarterback and good receivers, like you, tell him my team though, like.
No, yeah, I told him you were
He was
loaded.
a monster at running back. The tight end was the least amount.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying.
But
yeah,
having
we're
a
making
top
good
tight end-
argument on that.
Having a
But-
top tight end is essentially like having another wide receiver one. So like if you had another wide receiver one, like say you have DeAndre Hopkins and Zach Ertz, like there you go. You have two top wide receivers essentially putting up wide receiver numbers, and then you can fiddle fart around with wide receiver two. Like, it doesn't matter who
and
you got.
also, well, for my league, I tried to get them to do PPR. They didn't want to do PPR, but I think PPR,
which is so stupid.
Because I know you do PPR, so that definitely
every league should be that.
Every league should be PPR. I told him I was pissed. Whatever. I don't want to talk about it. But I mean, I see what you're saying with the tight end position. But
it matters,
my
man.
buddy that won our league, he had he had Dalvin Cook, he had Zeke.
Beast.
And he had, I believe, McCaffrey as his three-headed horse running back. So he didn't need a tight end.
Yeah, I had CMC, Saquon, and Aaron Jones. So I had a three-headed monster as well, man. They were
your
good.
Team. The way you talked to me about your team was unbelievable.
I put up 200 points twice, man, and I scored. I almost scored it in the final game. I had 194 points in my final game. So like, it was my best fantasy season I've ever had, and I surely enjoyed those winnings. So thank you. Shout out to anybody that's listening.
You're just a guru, aren't you?
Dude, that's what I put that in for, which is funny. I put that in my. So when I first got this job, they asked me for like a bio, like so. I think because they're gonna make a website and like put like about the keepers, like what they like, what they're into and stuff like that. I put fantasy football guru on it.
Yes, sir.
And you're a Marvel fan, right?
I mean, not really.
I mean, not at all. But go on.
Where'd you get that from?
I thought you were. Marvel's pretty big.
I'll watch some Marvel movies, man.
You need to figure it out.
You gotta figure it out.
Literally, figure it out. First time I've had to say that today. I'm surprised it's taken me like 40 minutes to say figure it out in this podcast already. Figure it out.
Wow.
All right, we're getting sidetracked again. Let's get into the next topic of discussion. We talked about it a little bit already. Phillip Rivers' possible destinations. He's a free agent after 16 seasons with the Chargers. I just want to let all my listeners know that Justin thought that the Chargers were still in San Diego when they've been in Los Angeles the last 2 seasons.
Damn, you gonna do me like that?
Figure it out.
Damn, figure it out. Figure it out.
It's okay, man. You like fantasy basketball.
I do like fantasy basketball. Anyone want to try me in fantasy basketball? We can try it.
We're gonna talk about some fantasy later because I have it down, but it's not gonna be fantasy that you're thinking. Well, it's fantasy sports, so don't get too crazy. But like,
there we go.
Just saying. So I'm gonna go with 3 legit destinations for Phillip Rivers, and you can chime in. I know you don't really want him on the Dolphins, do you? I know you kind of talked about that.
No, I don't. I mean, honestly, at this point, I like Fitzpatrick. I really do.
Shut up.
I mean, you're gonna tell me we're gonna go out of our way to get Phillip Rivers? Like,
out of your way? He'll play for pennies.
But is that really a step up? Like, I would
Yes.
just rather draft Tua and keep Fitzpatrick and whatever we need to do with Josh Rosen. I don't care. But I've seen, what I'm saying? I've seen enough of Phillip Rivers. He's a great dude, but. If he wants to come to Miami, he can come to Miami. But do we need him? I don't know.
Y'all need a better team in general.
We just need a better everything.
I like Devontae Parker though. He's nice.
I love Devontae Parker.
He's nice.
He's awesome.
He broke out.
He did. It's about time. I mean, hey, look why. Hey, is it because Ryan Fitzpatrick is the quarterback?
No, absolutely not. It's because he's a very good wide receiver.
But he's been a very good wide receiver. And he just wasn't getting the ball.
I mean, he just made a couple crazy catches, so it made him viral. That's why people and then he had a good season. I picked him up in fantasy towards the end of the year.
Oh, I bet you did.
Not in my championship league, in another league because he wasn't available.
Okay.
I didn't have waiver wire. I was number 1 all year. I didn't have waiver wire preference on a lot of good guys.
Oh yeah, no, you don't have any waiver wire preference.
But I don't like Ryan Fitzpatrick. You want to know why? Because he's a cancer. Because hear me out. Everywhere he goes, the starting quarterback gets hurt. He's a plague, bro. The starting quarterback gets hurt, and then he starts. For some reason, it's something he's... Think about it, bro. Happened in Tampa.
Are you saying Fitzpatrick is hurting these people?
Yes.
And then he's going out and taking their glory?
Yes. It's happened almost everywhere he's been, bro. That's why he has so many starts with different teams. Because he goes there as a backup and then starts most of the year.
You know what? That just made me like him even more.
Oh,
Ryan
shit,
Fitzpatrick in Miami. I love it.
He did it in New York, the Jets. He did it in Tampa. He did it in Miami. Like, all these places, man. The guys get hurt, and then he bamboozles people, has a few good games, and people are like, damn, Ryan Fitzpatrick's good. And then sucks. And then goes back to the way he is supposed to be. So, I don't like him. Phillip Rivers, though, is a definitely way better quarterback. You're talking about a Hall of Fame caliber quarterback and Ryan Fitzpatrick, and a journeyman Ryan Fitzpatrick. So we're not comparing the two by any means, because Phillip Rivers is miles better than Ryan Fitzpatrick. Do you agree or disagree?
I mean,
no.
We're talking in their prime. I'm thinking from a specific, I'm a Dolphins fan. If I'm thinking, does it really make a difference if we have Phillip Rivers or Ryan Fitzpatrick behind center? I don't think it makes a difference.
Okay, you're making a point, because the team itself isn't good, so I don't think Phillip will be able to work. Like, his team in LA is way better than the Dolphins, and he's sucked with them.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
He had an elite, two good running backs, two amazing wide receivers, a decent defense. Like, the defense is no better than Miami, so essentially he'd be downgrading, because no running game and a good wide receiver.
So we're just going to say Miami's not a fit.
Yeah, that's not a thing. I'll give 3 legit scenarios, and then 2 that I'm kind of like that I've heard around that I could entertain. So I'll start with the 2 that I've heard around that I don't think are very serious. Are the Carolina Panthers and the Chicago Bears.
Yeah, I was thinking Carolina, because I was thinking what's going to happen with Cam.
I think your best bet to win is give Cam another chance, man. The team loves Cam. The community loves Cam.
Are they going to give him a shot though?
I mean, I think he's under contract, isn't he? I haven't heard of anything about him being a free agent.
I don't know, man. I don't know. They got to figure it out, though.
They do need to figure it out. And the Bears, I mean, they got a great defense and some decent weapons. I definitely think they'd be better with him than with Mitch Trubisky, who belongs in the XFL.
Yeah. Okay. I can see that.
Mitch Trubisky is the next XFL MVP. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. But I talk all this shit.
Right now, what's the date? February 11th?
Yes, 2020.
2020, Mason Kleiss.
2021 MVP. 2021 XFL MVP. For the Dallas Renegades.
Why do I see that happening?
I'm pretty convincing, I guess.
That's hilarious.
But I talk all this shit, but he's beaten Minnesota every game of his career. So
really,
yeah, he's been in the league 2 years now, and he's 4-0 against the Vikings. Crazy.
Wow.
We haven't beaten the Bears in 2 years.
That's unbelievable. You should not be talking bad about Mitchell.
I know. It's not that he plays good; it's their defense is always really good. He really doesn't play that well. So, fuck Mitch Trubisky, man, for real. Anyway, a legit scenario that I think the best scenario for him would be the Indianapolis Colts. They got a great offensive line, really good weapons, a solid running game, and a top 10 defense.
Dude, yeah, I like that. You know what? I like that.
Yeah,
it's
good.
I can see that happening.
At least give him a chance. Like, go there, maybe Jacoby Brissett will elevate his game, with the little competition on him. Phillip Rivers going to go out there, talk some shit,
Yeah,
maybe say some racial slurs.
I like it. Why not? I could see Phillip Rivers slanging it around in a Colts jersey.
Right. Little Peyton-esque. Never know. Yeah. Next one, I think, which I just think is a little weird, but I've been talking to some fans of this organization and they like the idea, is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So,
I mean, if I had Jameis, I would want him out of there.
But think about this. Jameis threw 30 touchdowns, but he also threw 30 interceptions.
Great fantasy
yes.
out of Jameis.
30 for 30, 30 interceptions, which is terrible. He's a turnover machine, but so is Phillip Rivers. He threw 20 picks this past year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. He's declining. So, I mean, but I do like Rivers over Jameis, so I'm sorry.
Okay, but he throws almost as many interceptions, and he's twice as old, and he's less mobile. So it's essentially like you're getting an older, slower Jameis Winston. But the most important thing is he's a lot cheaper, because Jameis Winston wants a lot of money. For some strange reason, he wants a lot of money. But someone will pay him because he throws 30 touchdowns and, has a good arm. He's a big guy. But, Tampa's got great weapons. They get Mike Evans out there. They got a pretty decent O-line. I would say it's about the same as the Chargers. They got basically no running game.
Basically.
Can you tell me their running backs? I know they got a couple. Peyton Barber.
Peyton Barber.
Yeah, but they're not good.
And who's that other guy? I only know him because of fantasy.
Yeah,
Ronald
same.
Ronald Jones.
Ronald Jones, good. And that's it. They haven't had anybody good since Doug Martin, and that was like 2014. They have a decent defense. You know, they made some noise on the line, but I just don't think that like they'd be any better. But I talked to some Tampa fans, and they're like, "Hell yeah, we don't want Jameis. We want Phillip Rivers. Like, we want a proven guy." I was like, "What has he proven? That he can throw just as many interceptions?" Like,
pretty much.
But there's talks that Jameis wants $30 million, so I don't think Tampa wants to give him that. But just imagine Phillip Rivers with Bruce Arians. Ooh,
that might be nice. But Jameis wants $30 million for 30 and 30.
Crazy, and he
wants another 30.
He deserves a 30 for 30 special on him.
Jameis.
You know, Phillip Rivers is from Alabama. He's living there right now. He's already moved out of L.A.
Wow, that was quick.
Go find him.
That was quick. Phillip, where you at?
Throw some balls with him. And the third destination that I think would be probably a just as good as a fit as the Colts. Like, the Colts is like a dream scenario for him. I think that's like the best bet for him. And then Tampa's like a good scenario, but not great. Like, I think he'd be in the same situation. This third one's probably just as good as the Colts, and I think it's just his couch. Just retire. So...
Phillip dirty.
Just hit the couch, man. You know,
just hit the couch, like little Jay Cutler action.
Just like Jay Cutler, and just make those Dos Equis commercials and shut the hell up, because you talk too much when you're down by 30. So
he does.
He did that against the Vikings, bro. He's down 15 or 14 points, throws an interception, and he's out there talking shit. Like, I guess I respect it a little bit, but
take a seat on the couch, Phil.
Just take a seat on the couch and watch this season go by. And take care of your billion kids, because you can't pull out.
Can't pull out. He's just like Fitzpatrick with that.
Does Fitzpatrick have a bunch of kids too?
Oh, dude, Fitzpatrick has like 8 kids.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Just like that one corner. Cromartie, he's got like 12 kids, right? He's got over 10. He's got over 10 kids.
With like different baby mamas.
Yeah. Crazy. There was some stat saying he had more kids than forced fumbles or something like that in his career.
Dead.
That's bad, man. That's real bad. Oof. That's just like the Baker Mayfield one, where it's like he has more commercials with Progressive than wins.
I've seen that.
Than wins this past season.
Baker, what are you doing out there?
Well, they're talking about, which I should talk about this later, but it's fine. They're talking about because Baker struggled this second year. So if he struggles again next year, and Kyler struggles next year, they're saying that who's the Sooners coach? Lincoln Riley. Lincoln Riley isn't a good fit for the NFL. They're saying like he develops guys, but all of a sudden it's like they suck as soon as you get to the NFL. So Kyler Murray had a good year. Baker Mayfield had a good year last year at least. So we'll see if Jalen Hurts can do the same thing, which I want to talk about Jalen Hurts later. So yeah, do you think Phillip Rivers is a Hall of Famer? Let me read you before you. I should have.
Go ahead. Hit me with some facts.
I should have said, do you think this is a Hall of Fame stats sheet? But it's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you can go ahead with it.
59,000 passing yards, 397 touchdowns.
Okay.
95 quarterback rating, 60% completion percentage, and 198 interceptions.
I mean, it's tough. I mean, if you ask some LA fans and some San Diego fans, they're probably going to say yes. You know what? I like Phillip Rivers. He's done a lot for the
Never
game
won a Super Bowl.
Huh?
Never won a Super Bowl. That's what's crazy.
I know. Yeah, no, I know. He's never won a Super Bowl.
Here's his record, though.
Him.
His record.
You know, he was in that era with
Eli.
Brady and. Can you hear me?
He got drafted with Eli Manning and Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like, kind of, we grew up with him. You know what I'm saying? He was kind of our era.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
All I remember of San Diego is Phillip. You know, so I mean, I think I'd let him be in the Hall of Fame. I mean, the Super Bowl is tough, but I mean, I think he's done a lot for the game and I'm sure he means a lot to San Diego and LA. I'd put him in there.
I mean, Dan Marino never won a Super Bowl.
Exactly. Dan Marino would never won a Super Bowl either, but
he's in the Hall of Fame.
I'm going to take Dan Marino any day over Philip Rivers.
Oh yeah, you'd be stupid not to. So that's very. But Philip says he's got 2 more years.
Are you putting him in though?
See, here's my thing. So I think it's too easy. It's been too easy to get into the Hall of Fame. You know what I mean? If people are hardcore questioning that Eli Manning doesn't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame, who has 2 Super Bowls over Tom Brady, but his record is mediocre, 117 and 117. Philip Rivers is 121 and 101, so not much better. Like you can't be like, oh yeah, Philip Rivers, Hall of Fame. Like there's so many people that are like, yeah, Hall of Fame. But like then it comes to Eli Manning, and you're like, nah. Like no,
I don't understand that.
I'd take Eli over Philip into the Hall of Fame.
I mean, yeah, for sure. I mean, he won. I mean, both Super Bowls were over Brady, right? With Eli. I mean, just for that alone. I mean, if you think about that, Brady could have 8 rings right now.
Could have had 9.
Brady could have 8. Well, I'm saying just because of Eli Manning. Just because of Eli Manning, he doesn't have those 2.
Yeah. Which is crazy.
I'm literally, just for that, I'm putting him in the Hall of Fame.
Exactly, but there's a lot of experts out there and analysts that are questioning whether he deserves. So if you're going to question Eli, you got to question Philip. So.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm on you with that.
But if Philip goes to somewhere in these next 2 years, maybe makes the playoffs and wins a playoff game, maybe he boosts his resume a little bit more. Maybe if he wins a Super Bowl, with like say the Colts in the next 2 years, because he says he wants to play 2 more years. Like he's very open. He's like, give me 2 years.
How old is he?
36.
Okay.
I think. Hey Alexa, how old is Philip Rivers?
Philip Rivers is 38 years old.
38.
38. So he's gonna go until he's 40.
Okay, now she won't shut up. Okay, there we go. Dude, Alexa's cool and all, but like sometimes I'll talk to her and I'll ask her like a simple question and she'll be like, "Oh, it's this. Oh, by the way, in case you want to know more about this," and she just keeps talking and talking and talking. I have to be like, "Alexa, shut up."
Shut up.
And sometimes she doesn't even know like the answers to like the most simple question. She'll be like, I don't know that one. Like I remember
it's like Siri.
Yeah, Siri's just as dumb, bro. I asked her what Philip Rivers' record was. Because I was like typing up the notes and I was like, hey, what's Philip Rivers' record? She goes, I don't know that one. I'm like, I feel like that'd be a pretty easy one to know, but okay. Just fucking Google it.
Why did I buy you?
Yeah, it's all linked to Amazon. But all right, so that's our Philip Rivers discussion there.
All right.
So let's get into. I hear this rumor going on for people wanting to trade Kirk Cousins for Teddy Bridgewater, and my dad's all for it. My dad's like, yes, let's get Teddy back. Like, all this shit. I'm like, hold your horses, Dad. Like, hold on. Like, Teddy Bridgewater, at this point in his career, is no better than Kirk Cousins. I would put them almost equal. But he's slightly less mobile than Kirk. And he's a little younger. But Kirk's been in our system longer for more consistency. So I would just ride with Kirk, man. There's no point in bringing in Teddy. Like, yeah, it'd be good publicity, but there's really no point.
Yeah, I don't see the point in that. I mean, he was already in a really good Saints system. So, I mean, he proved himself, but, I mean, for you to trade Kirk Cousins, I mean, that doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, I think that just is something. But, he sent me the link to it. Like, there's actually people talking about it, so... I don't know. I'm not feeling it. I'd rather just keep Kirk.
Are people that high up on Bridgewater?
Dude, Teddy Bridgewater is like a superstar in Minnesota for some strange reason. Like, people love Teddy. And don't get me wrong, I love Teddy too. He's a great person.
Yeah,
and like,
I think he's good too.
He led us to an 11-5 record one time, made the playoffs. He had some good moments with us, and people just like the guy. He's a very likable person. And so they want him to see him succeed, and they're like, yes, please bring him back to us. Like, there's so many Vikings fans that were like, I swear, like, Teddy could have, if Teddy put on a jersey and played us in the playoffs this past year and beat us, people would have been like, yay, at least we lost to Teddy. Like, I swear.
We lost to Teddy.
Like, I don't care, bro. Like, we played them in the preseason, and I watched that game, and Teddy played against us, and I understand it's the preseason. People are like, oh, yay, Teddy's doing good. Like, but I don't care, bro. If he's playing against us, I want to kill him. I'm sorry, Teddy. Like,
sorry, Teddy.
This is football, man. You know, make mans out of people. But I will talk about one quarterback that I would like to see the Vikings have in 2020. Are you ready for this?
I don't know if I am.
Jalen Hurts.
Ooh.
Draft
okay.
Jalen Hurts. If Vikings staff, or if you're listening to me right now, draft Jalen Hurts. I'm not saying you got to draft him first round. I think he can last day 2 or day 3. We can make a splash in day 2, take him, and develop him, man. You know, let him sit behind Kirk for a year. If Kirk blows dick for like 4 games in a row, throw him out there. You know, if the season's lost, which I really hope it wouldn't be, throw him out there. You know, see how he does in the preseason. You know, he could be the next Dak Prescott, man. And I'm not saying Dak Prescott's unbelievable, but I'm saying there was an established quarterback with Tony Romo. Dak Prescott gets drafted in like the 3rd or 4th round and shows up in the preseason. Tony Romo gets hurt. Boom. Dak Prescott show. And now he's the guy, you know, and he's won the division, 2 out of 4 years? You know, it's not bad. So you never know. Jalen Hurts, it's just what the NFL is now, man. You need to have a dual threat quarterback. Like, Jalen Hurts can throw the ball and he can for sure run it. So he could be the next Lamar Jackson. Who knows? So
Ooh, I don't know about that, but I like the take though. Good take.
38
I like Jalen Hurts. I do like him.
3,800 passing yards, 32 touchdowns this past season for Oklahoma. Got his dick beat in by Joe Burrow in the LSU Tigers, but
yeah,
it's whatever. But I don't know. I'd like to see that. That's all I'm saying. So
I bet you would.
Just throw somebody out there, man. Get a little splash. Maybe Kirk will feel a little like, ooh, I gotta,
some
you know,
pressure.
I gotta do something here. You know, I gotta get back to the you like that Kirk, because the you like that Kirk is the good quarterback. That's what we want.
That's the Kirk you want.
But for the Dolphins, as a Dolphins fan, you want Tua. Is that what you want?
I mean, what I want?
It's Joey Burrow.
No.
No?
I want to wait a year, and I want Lawrence.
Ooh, Tank?
That's what Tank another year, man. But I mean, if the possibility of getting Burrow is up there, I think we're going to go with Burrow.
I mean, all year it's been hashtag Tank for Tua, though. You know.
I know. I love Tua, but that injury he had, I don't know.
Yeah, the hip. I mean, the surgery was successful, and I guess he's cleared to start doing football activities soon. So it's looking like he'll be okay.
If he's coming out and he's the same thing, you know, I'm not going to complain if the Dolphins go out and get Tua.
I mean, it could be smoke and mirrors. It could be smoke and mirrors, but like I told you off the air, like the Bengals are entertaining that first pick for trading, which they're so stupid. They're so stupid. The Bengals are the worst organization in football.
Are they tanking for Lawrence now?
Maybe. I don't know.
Ooh, maybe they
Trevor
don't like
Lawrence
Joe.
is good, man. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing him. There was Vikings fans putting his picture in our uniform, bro. I was like, that means we'd have to lose every game next year if we wanted it. Like, I'm not doing that. I don't want. I can't be a fan of a team that does that. But yeah, I don't know. I'd take Joe Burrow over Tua, obviously, but there's rumors that he doesn't want to play for Cincinnati. There's rumors, even though that's his hometown team.
I wouldn't want to, but if the Dolphins are going to go ahead and get Joe, I'm living with that as well.
Hey, my bold prediction, my way too early bold prediction that I made last week or last podcast was the Bengals are going to draft Joe Burrow and they make the playoffs.
Wow.
Crazy, right?
Way too early.
They're going to be second in the division. They're going to go 10-6, and they're going to make the playoffs.
That, my friend, is goofy.
Think about this, though. You know, I've been swaying you in the my direction all podcast. So let me tell you this. Think about it. Joe Burrow at quarterback, who's already NFL ready. He's ready to go. You know, what is he, 24? He's ready to go.
Yeah.
you got if AJ Green decides to stay, you got a legit wide receiver 1 in AJ Green. You got Tyler Boyd, who's emerging as a really good wide receiver 2.
You got John Ross.
You got John Ross, which as you need a speedy wide receiver, as good. You need a top tight end, and you need a speedy wide receiver for the NFL. You know, someone that can take the top off of defense. Deshaun Jackson, Tyreek Hill, John Ross has shown that he can do it. And then there was that other guy, Auden Tate. He was good fantasy wise. I played him 1 week. He was good. So, and then you got Joe Mixon at running back, good running back. You got Giovanni Bernard as a good RB2.
Yeah.
Joe and Joe. You got Joe Burrow and Joe Mixon. Joe. But then you just got you got a good tight end in Tyler Eifert. He's emerged as really good. And then you got a shit defense, but I mean, their defense has always been bad. So that's the only bad part that I would see is their defense is just terrible, and their organization is horribly run.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, they already got great pieces. All those pieces are already there, and then Joe comes in. But their organization is I don't know if it's there. Is it even ready? Are they ready to do that?
I don't know if they are. If I'm being honest,
I don't think they are.
That's just my bold prediction.
Hey, that's why it's bold though.
Hey, you want to know what my bold prediction was before the start of this past season? That was right. Was the Ravens winning the division and Lamar Jackson having a monster year. I said he was going to have a breakout monster year.
Damn, you should have said he was going to win MVP.
I was tempted, man. I was tempted. But I didn't. I can't remember who I said. I think I said Patrick Mahomes was going to repeat as MVP, which I was close. I mean, he was in the discussions. So that was just too easy of a pick. But yeah, I said, and my friends that I was on, it was during my radio show in undergrad in college when I had that one talk show called Wide Left. And they were like, and my friends that I had on, they were like, no shot. They were laughing at me. They were like, no, Big Ben, or they thought Baker and Odell were going to do some shit. I'm like, nope, Lamar Jackson, man, don't sleep. Don't sleep on my man Lamar. And that's what happened. So
don't sleep on him.
That's what I'm saying.
Don't sleep on him.
Let's shift gears to the MLB. Here's our sport. Astros. This is kind of old news at this point, but I want to hear your take.
Yeah.
What was your first initial thoughts when you heard about the Astros cheating scandal?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, my bad. Yeah, I mean, as a baseball player, I think it's totally wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, stripping and all that. I don't know about that, because they did work hard to get there, but at the same time they cheated. It's tough. But I mean, I'm totally disagreeing with what they did on that for sure, because it's just disrespectful. It's just disrespectful.
It's not part of the game, man. Yeah, it's just not part of the game. It's one thing, yeah, like we know the things like sign stealing, like that's different, like trying to.
That's part of the game.
That's part of the game.
Part of the game. Yeah,
tipping signs. That takes skill. You know what I mean? Like when you do it electronically, it's just not right, man. And Pete Rose had a hot take on that too. Saying like, what I did doesn't even compare to this. So
it doesn't even compare, man.
And they're not even losing their World Series. And they're not. They're like, who is it? Altuve not even getting any punishment. No, nothing, bro. No suspensions. But this man Pete Rose doesn't get in the Hall of Fame. So it's a bad look for the MLB.
It's bad too, because I actually like the Astros. I like Bregman. I like Correa. I like
Me too.
Altuve. I like Brantley, and then to find out that, it's just like, wow, man, like
it's tainted now, bro. That whole organization's tainted.
I mean, for sure, man. I mean, that was just, oh man.
And what's frustrating?
It's just brutal.
What's frustrating is they didn't need to do it. They have good players, bro. Like they didn't have to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. I mean, you have a stacked ass lineup. You got 3 of the best pitchers in the world, and then, I mean, everyone thinks, yeah, you did it because you got that talent, you put it together, and then to find out that they got things under their jerseys telling them what's coming, it's total blindside for sure.
I mean, think about like the hardship that they went through before. Remember how bad the Astros used to be? They were like the laughing stock of baseball.
Yeah.
So maybe like it drove them to like craziness, where they was like, "We'll do anything to win, bro."
Maybe that's a good take. Maybe that's crazy.
You never know, bro. They're like, "Fuck this shit. We'll cheat. If you cheat, you try."
That is crazy. That's a great take, though.
Social media, like all this technology these days, bro. They're like, we can do this. Like this can happen, and then shit happens, man. Crazy.
That is crazy.
I wonder. I haven't heard anything about Verlander. Like if he said anything about it.
I haven't heard from Verlander. Did Cole say anything?
You can't cheat as a pitcher, though. You know?
No, you can't. You can't.
That's what we got honor. Unlike you hitters, always trying to cheat. Always trying to cheat. But
it's tough, man. It's tough.
They should get their World Series removed, bro. Give it to the Dodgers. Give it to my man Clayton Kershaw. They deserved it.
You think they should do that, though?
Fuck yeah. They did that in the past with other teams that have been caught cheating.
I guess you're right. It's just tough when you win the World Series. But, they did cheat, man. I don't know, man. It's tough.
Just look at their home and away numbers. It's unbelievable how different they are. How much better they are.
I saw that against Clayton Kershaw had like 4. It was like his ERA was like 4 numbers higher when he went to Minute Maid because they were picking up his signs and he was getting smacked.
I mean, we all thought, like, I remember that year I was like, no shot the Dodgers lose. Like, they were stacked. Kershaw was playing lights out, and I was like, no shot. And Kershaw just gets wrecked, and everyone's like, oh, he's chokes, he can't do this in the postseason. Like, that, like, they're hurting people's fucking legacies, bro, by that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I understand he's had some other struggles in the postseason that have granted the criticism that he's had. But, like, especially in the World Series, bro, they grilled him for getting shelled.
They grilled him, and then look at this.
And, like, he's stayed humble. He hasn't said anything about it, you know what I mean? But I'm sure he's pissed.
Yeah. Hot take. I'm going to say early bold prediction. Clayton Kershaw, Cy Young winner.
This year?
This year, right after the scandal.
He's got to stay healthy. That's been his thing. He's got the potential. He's been getting hurt these last couple of years.
If he stays healthy, given what just happened, I think he's got the fire under him, and he's going to get his mojo back.
Yeah.
And I say Cy Young.
I mean, it just pisses me off because personally, he's my favorite baseball player of all time. Like, I love Clayton Kershaw.
Left-handed
pitcher, man.
There
like,
you go.
Him and Mad Bum, man, like, growing up, I would just love it. And David Price, like, I love watching those guys. And now David Price and Kershaw on the same team, which is crazy. And, so it hurt his legacy, bro. Like, give him, like, that's a World Series you took away from him. That's ERA, that's postseason ERA, that's postseason records that you're taking away from the guy. Like, that matters. Like, I think he's a Hall of Famer regardless, but, like, just saying.
Yeah, regardless.
Because what is he? He's had two or three Cy Youngs.
I think, at least 2 for sure.
Should I ask Alexa?
I don't know, man. Is she gonna tighten up?
Hey Alexa, how many Cy Youngs does Clayton Kershaw have?
Clayton Kershaw is worth an estimated $60 million and
She's telling me how much he's worth.
I heard that.
$60 million, in case y'all were wondering. I didn't ask. But in case y'all were wondering, he's worth $60 million.
Thank you, Alexa.
Fuck you, Alexa. Speaking of the Dodgers, though, big Mookie Betts to the Dodgers and David Price, like I said, that's... And I thought Twins getting Josh Donaldson was huge. Jesus Christ. They had to outdo us.
Yeah, how do you feel about that now?
I mean, I thought Donaldson was washed up. I was like, is he that good still? Like, I don't know. You know what I mean? I know he was good when he was with the Blue Jays when they made that run.
Yeah.
Like,
so I'll tell you, I'm in Montgomery here, and I got a lot of teammates from Atlanta, and they're all Braves fans. And I'll tell you what, they're not pissed about him leaving. They're not happy about it, but you know what I'm saying? They can live with it because he is getting up there in age.
Yeah, he got a lot of money too from us.
Yeah, he took up a lot of money for them too. So, they're not too, they're not too hurt with him leaving. I'll tell you that.
I mean, we got a pretty powerful lineup right now for the hitters.
Oh yeah, your guys, you guys are gonna be hitting home run after home run.
I mean, we won it. We broke the home run record last year. So
And now you just added Donaldson.
yeah. So and we kept all the same. I think we got rid of Mitch Garver, who he hit like 22 home runs, I think. But I went to a Twins game in Texas for the Texas Rangers, and it was Josh Donaldson's like Hall of Fame inducted thing. It was pretty cool. He was there. I mean, we beat them like by 12 runs. It was a pretty good game, but it was like half the guys that were up. I was like, who are these guys? Damn, they got like 20 home runs. These guys are good. Because I don't really pay attention to baseball that much. So I was just,
Yeah, me neither, man.
I just watch individual people. Like, I'm a Twins fan, but I just watch individual people. And my dad's huge. He'll watch baseball every Twins game. He's watching it. Like, he loves it.
I can't do that.
He loves it. Hey, I can't do that either, but
Yeah, and we play baseball.
exactly. Like, that's why people are like they'll be like, "Oh, baseball's on." I'll be like, "I hate baseball." They're like, you played it your whole life. I was like, "Yeah, that's why I know. That's why I know I hate it." It's so boring to watch, man. I can't do it. But that's enough about baseball. I just wanted to bring that up a little bit. I'm not a big baseball guy, so it's whatever. I retired for a reason. Let's shift gears into the newest fad out there, the XFL, the Extra Fun League is what it stands for.
Oh, man.
The 8 teams. Could you name me? I know you said you don't know shit about it. Can you name me any of the teams right now?
I saw that they were playing last night. It was like Dallas, and I don't even know who else was playing.
Granted, I haven't really watched any games either. I just watched highlights. So, I don't know as much either. But the team names itself are just cool. There's 8 teams. So it's St. Louis Battlehawks, Houston Roughnecks.
That's who was playing, I think.
Battlehawks?
Yeah, I think so.
Houston Roughnecks, Seattle Dragons, dope. Dallas Renegades, LA Wildcats, New York Guardians, DC Defenders, and Tampa Bay Vipers. Which
Tampa Bay.
I'm just gonna roast the Tampa Bay Vipers right now. First off, they scored 3 points in their opening game, so they suck. And their mascot, I know you're not a big animal guy, but their mascot is a boa constrictor. Is a boa constrictor. It's not even a viper.
Retarded.
So
you know what? They got to figure it out.
they do have to figure it out. It's not that hard. Vipers are cool looking. Put a viper as your mascot, not a boa. Figure it out. Anyway, so the rule changes are cool. So you can double forward pass. Those are kind of cool ones. There's no extra points. 1 point try will be from the 2-yard line, 2 point try from the 5, and a 3 point for the 10. So that's pretty cool.
Okay, that is cool.
The kickoffs, like everyone's lined up. You know what I mean? Like almost like you're covering somebody, like wide receiver corner. Like everyone's lined up like that, and then there's one guy in the back. So it's like a higher chance.
No,
there's a higher chance of kick returns now. And less injuries because it's not people running full speed into each other. You only have like 5 yards in between each other before you're blocking somebody. So a lot less injuries, which is pretty good. I know their hitting rules aren't as tough. Like you can, like I saw some pretty hard hits that would for sure be bad. And I just lost the call. And we're back. Yep, call failed. You know, we're on a budget here. It's not some $1 million equipment. It happens. Anyway, so yeah, I was explaining some of the rules, and there's a lot less injuries. Now, what I find it kind of cool, it's kicks that fly out of bounds or kicks that fall short of the opposing 20-yard line because you have to kick it past the 20-yard line. It results in the receiving team taking the ball at the kicking team's 45-yard line. So you're basically already in scoring position. Which is crazy.
Oh my gosh, they're just doing anything out there.
Which I like that, man. I think it's cool. That's why
I think it's pretty cool too. Hey, I might be tuned in.
The XFL, I'm currently a free agent fan right now, so there's no Minnesota teams, so I got to pick one.
That's a good way to put it.
I was going to be a Tampa Bay Vipers fan, you know, Florida, but they suck, and
they need to figure it out.
And they have a boa constrictor as the Viper mascot. So I like the Houston Roughnecks. They're kind of cool, you know, Texas guy here, you know, I could pick that.
Okay.
Their quarterback.
Big Texas guy.
Their quarterback is P.J. Walker. You might not know him, but he scored like 5 touchdowns in his opening game. So He's pretty good, so I kind of like that. And I don't know if you knew this, but there's a fantasy league for the XFL. And I'm thinking about starting one.
Oh my god.
I'm thinking about it. I think it'd be kind of cool. Because everyone would be on even playing fields. Nobody knows anything. Nobody knows the players.
Knows anything.
Just draft.
Yeah, I might need to get in on that.
It's not on ESPN yet, but there's one called Alternate Fantasy or something like that .com.
Yeah.
And I guess it's like fantasy sports for like the non-popular sports. Maybe like fantasy bowling. I don't freaking know.
Damn.
But yeah, so I'm thinking about doing it. So I'm leaning either towards I like the Seattle Dragons. I like that name. The Roughnecks are good. DC Defenders are pretty good. All the other ones I don't really care about. But Cardale Jones, I don't know if you remember him from Ohio State.
Oh, I remember him.
He's on the DC Defenders. He's their quarterback. So
I like them.
I surely believe that the DC Defenders could beat the Washington Redskins. They're the best team. They're the best team in DC right now.
They're the best team in DC.
I believe it. And who else? Landry Jones is the quarterback for the Renegades, Dallas Renegades. He used to play for the Steelers.
Yeah, it sounds familiar.
Matt McGloin is the quarterback of the Guardians. He was on the Raiders. I remember him. So yeah, those are all like the big name guys. I know Taylor Heineke is a backup quarterback in the XFL, and he used to be the backup quarterback for the Vikings. So he's doing the same shit, just at a different level.
Oh man, that's embarrassing.
Yeah, it's a little embarrassing, but I don't know. I'm for sure tuned in. I wasn't really feeling the AAF. I think it was the American Alliance of Football. That was around for like 3 months. Johnny Manziel was in it, and then it went to shit. So the XFL, he said he's not going to the XFL. He said he deserves better. I don't know what he's thinking.
He said he deserves better.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I would play for the XFL. Fuck it.
Yeah,
why not?
Yeah, why not? Fuck it.
I'll go sign up. $500,000 a year. Why not? Or $50,000, I think.
Get back out there, Johnny.
Johnny. Oh, your legs broke? Go ahead.
I'd love to see him back out there.
I don't know. Yeah. Why, I mean, just get his name.
Something about him. He said I saw a tweet about him. I think he was talking about the XFL, and he said something about he was like the best college player ever in football. And I might agree with him on that, though.
You think he's the best college player ever?
Like, not the best. I think he said the most exciting to watch or something like that.
He's definitely like Showtime. Like, yeah, people were like Johnny. When you have a name like Johnny Football,
Johnny Football.
But I'm sorry, Tim Tebow was a way bigger star than he ever was. Like,
was he though?
Yes, he won 2 national championships and a Heisman.
Yeah, but that's the only reason though.
No, it's because he was in college when we were in like middle school, bro. We didn't pay attention to that shit.
I remember that. Yeah, no, I remember when he went to college. My cousin went to college with him, so that's the only reason I was kind of tuned into Tebow.
My sister went to college with him.
To UF.
My sister said that they used to like he used to have like bodyguards because there were so many people he couldn't walk to class without people like asking for autographs, like all this shit, bro. Like he was a star, wild. Bro. He was a star. So
he was though.
And I think Joe Burrow was also a very huge star in college. He arguably, I said this last time, he arguably had the greatest college football season of all time. Season, not career, season. He had 60 touchdowns. Undefeated, national champion, Heisman.
Heisman, yeah. I mean, it doesn't get any. You can't beat.
You can't. Like, number 1 overall pick. Like, he's gonna be the number 1 overall pick. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So I think that's the greatest college football season of all time. Like Johnny Manziel, yeah, he was exciting to watch, but he didn't win the national championship. Sorry.
Yeah. But let me ask you this: if Johnny Manziel goes out and wins the national championship that year, he wins the Heisman. How are you thinking of Johnny Manziel then?
He wasn't anywhere close to breaking any touchdown records than Joe Burrow.
No. I'm talking about Showtime, Johnny Manziel, even though he didn't win, you know what I'm saying?
So you're saying if he won a national championship?
Arguably one of the most exciting. I say Joe Burrow is arguably one of the most exciting also.
Yeah, he was great.
You know what I'm saying? He had his season was, you can't touch that. I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, Manziel, Joe Burrow. If Manziel goes out and wins, you know what I'm saying, how Joe Burrow won the Natty and the Heisman that year.
Beating all, Well, Joe Burrow also beat 7 top 10 teams, I think it was.
Yeah, he did.
Which was also crazy. Like, nobody was picking them to win. So, yeah, Johnny Manziel adding a national championship would definitely, put him in the argument as one of the greatest seasons ever. But the teams that he would have beat, he beat Alabama in his year. That was his one signature win.
I remember that was
in 2012. Great. That was huge. But I'm pretty sure Alabama went on to win a national championship that year, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
But, yeah, I mean, I just think it's not... Yeah, you can put it in the conversation, but Joe Burrow would still be miles ahead because he had 60 touchdowns, all this shit.
We're not going to see... We might not ever see that again.
No, you won't. It's unbelievable. I didn't see it coming. Nobody saw it coming. So, and I'm happy for the guy. So,
for sure.
I wish him nothing but the best in the NFL.
He needs to come on to Miami.
If you're listening, go to the Dolphins and ruin your career. Go for it. Let's switch real quick. We'll end with this. We'll end with the NBA, which I never thought I'd say this ever. D'Angelo and Cat on the T-Wolves. Are you buying the hype? Are you thinking that's
I'm buying it. I am.
Okay.
Because Cat has been recruiting D'Lo for a while. Everyone, he's been over past I think 2-3 years. He's been having little T-shirts here and there, subtle little things with D'Lo, and now he's finally got him in Minnesota. And Cat saying he's tired about losing with all the, with all the pieces in Minnesota. Wiggins has been there a little bit. I think it's a fresh start for them.
I really liked Wiggins though. I was kind of sad to see him go. Yeah, he was just explosive, man. He reminded me of Russell Westbrook, man. He's just this.
Yeah, he's definitely explosive, but I think for the fit-wise, because Steve Kerr said that, D'Angelo Russell just didn't fit, it was a question mark. I think Wiggins does fit better over there in Golden State because you have Curry and you have Clay, and then, you would have had D'Lo, which are all 3 guards that need the ball in their hand.
D'Lo's a shooter, man.
Wiggins,
that's what I like.
Is a slasher kind of guy, cutting, dunking, plays good defense. He's long. They were missing, they missed Andre Iguodala, who's with the Heat now. Love to see that. Shout out Miami Heat.
That's hype.
Love to see that. But, they missed that guy, big length, kind of defensive presence like that. So I think Wiggins fits in there really well.
Yeah, it was tough to see him go because he started to really take off this year and last year. He was doing pretty good.
No, he did. This year is definitely his year for sure.
But D'Angelo, he can shoot, and that's what the league's really about now. He can shoot, he can pass. He's the prototypical, really good point guard.
And him and Kat are pretty good friends too, man. So I think that'll show on the court, man. Because, I don't know, I know you don't like basketball, but, you're a Minnesota guy. Are you a Minnesota Timberwolves fan?
So, my basketball fandom is very strange. So, I am a Timberwolves fan a little bit. I'm not pissed if they don't win, but I definitely pay, I follow their social medias. I definitely pay attention to, what's going on with them. So, yeah, I like the Timberwolves. I was a Heat fan initially. But then, and I thought I was a Heat fan. I thought that's what I was. I was yes, because I started watching when LeBron and Bosh went. Because I was oh, that's kind of cool.
Were you down here for that?
Yeah. I was in Florida for that time. Mm-hmm. And I was in Broward.
Yeah, that's right.
And
that's what I meant. Were you in Broward?
Yeah, I was at Broward for when they beat the Thunder.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was the second year.
For their two-peat, when they won back-to-back, when they beat the Spurs.
Okay, so then they lost to the Mavericks, or who they lose to?
Lost to the Mavericks, beat the Thunder, beat the Spurs, lost to the Spurs.
And then lost Spurs, and then LeBron left.
And then he left. So
bitch, LeBron. But, hey, really quick in the podcast, anyone want to debate me on this? If LeBron stays in Miami, there's no GOAT conversation. LeBron's GOAT. He would have won plenty rings. If he even would have tied Jordan with 5, he would still, match up points, assists, rebounds would be better than Jordan, and there would be no discussion. But he had to go back to Cleveland.
But see, I agreed with that. I would have agreed with you probably a year ago. But
why?
Lately, because I was there's no shot. Why would you leave? When he first left, I was why are you leaving, bro? D-Wade, Bosh.
Exactly.
You got this great team, Ray Allen. But they're aging. That last year was the last year of probably Bosch's and Wade's prime, if you think about it. And then you saw Bosch was hurt. He had all these medical issues. Ray Allen's old.
That is right. I mean, I wonder, and it makes you wonder too. Did LeBron know something about that? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Maybe, yeah.
Did Bosch,
I don't know.
Say, hey man, like I don't know if I'm going to be able to play this year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Wade's getting to that age, and now that you bring that up, maybe he had some inside scoop and he wanted to go.
Definitely,
back.
Yeah. So I mean. And I know he wanted to go home, man, and they had a good team. They had Kyrie there. They got Kevin Love. And so he's like, shit, let's run it.
I am glad that I'm glad he won one for Cleveland too, man. I'm glad about that.
Definitely.
Makes me happy for him. But I mean, I'm just saying, as a biased Miami fan, if he stays in Miami, I think he's the GOAT. I mean, I honestly still think he is the GOAT, though.
Yeah, I'd put him in there. It could be biased because he's more our generation than MJ ever was, but
exactly, yeah. It's definitely gonna be more biased.
But. Like I was saying, so I thought I was a Heat fan. I was like, yeah, I'm a Heat fan. I told everybody that. And then LeBron left, and I still was a Heat fan. I was watching games. I was like, oh, I'm not going to be like one of those guys that jump ships.
Sucks.
And then I was like, damn, this just sucks. Yeah, like this
sucks.
Like D-Wade's cool and all, but like, fuck, I can't do this. And then I started watching Cavs games. I'm like, this is why, because I like LeBron. I'm a LeBron fan. So. I figured it out really quick. I was like, I'm a LeBron fan. I'm not a team guy. I like players. I like LeBron. I like Wade. I like certain people.
So I feel you. I know a lot of people like that.
So I like the Lakers now. I want them to win because I like LeBron. So and we should that's our generation. Like that's our Michael Jordan, bro. Like we should want him to do good. Like I hate these people that are like our age that are like, dude, fuck LeBron. Michael Jordan's the best. It's like, no, man. Like this is our Michael Jordan. Like let other people have Michael Jordan. Like we should be rooting for our guy. You know what I mean? So,
why are you going against us?
Yeah. So I was pissed. So I mean, and I think he's got a good shot. I know he's taking a lot of heat right now because they didn't get Marcus Morris and they passed up on him. And the Clippers ended up getting him. So now everyone's like, Stephen A's like, oh, I'm jumping ships. I don't think the Lakers are going to win.
Yeah.
But bro.
And after they lost that very first game to the Clippers, everyone was like, oh, I don't know about the Lakers now. You know what I'm saying? After, I'm sure you saw, they lost on the opening night against the Clippers. They lost
the other day on Christmas, too. They played them on Christmas and lost.
Yeah. But first, it was very first game, and they were like, oh, yeah, I don't know if they can handle the Clippers,
Stupid.
all this. And now they're number one in the West.
Yeah. They're good. So, I mean, and it's the intangibles, bro, that they have to win. Because of Kobe. They have to win.
Oh, they have to.
Right? Like,
Kobe, man.
storybook.
Shout out Kobe.
Yeah, that was my last thing I was going to kind of end on there. So what was your thoughts on the Kobe Bryant death? I mean,
man,
people are still mourning.
I can't even say enough words. I mean...
He's our generation, too, that was one of our guys, too.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. I mean, that's our guy, too, man. That's our generation. Even though, I mean, he came in the league,
Back half.
96? So, I mean... The thing with Kobe is when he came in the league, like, I know you were born 95?
94.
94. See, I was born early 97. Mm-hmm. So Kobe was already in the league, and, you were, 2 or 3? So, I mean, you're not watching basketball.
No.
So I feel like when we really watched basketball with Kobe,
2000s.
He was already in his prime, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, everything we saw of Kobe was from his prime on. Like, guys like D-Wade, Bron, Melo, like, we grew up with them. Like, we saw them come into the league, and we kind of grew up watching them play. Like, with Kobe, like, yeah, we grew up with him, but, like, he was already... So we witnessed everything, like, so good about Kobe. You know what I'm saying? And then just the way he went down, man, it was just so tragic. It just makes you think, man. You just can't take anything for granted, dude.
Yeah, it's gonna be one of those things where it's like, where were you when you heard the news? You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%, no question about it.
Where were you when you heard the news then?
I was right here. I was right here in Montgomery. I was actually working out, and actually my girl FaceTimes me and tells me Kobe Bryant had died. I had to stop lifting. I go out. I sit in the parking lot for a little bit in my car, and I'm just like, I cannot believe that Kobe Bryant just died. Like, I don't want to work out. I just want to go home. And then I sit down I'm in my car, and I'm like, you know what? Kobe Bryant would want me to go finish.
Yeah,
right
dude.
now.
Mamba mentality.
I got my ass up, and I went back in the weight room, and I finished my workout.
Mamba mentality, man. That's what I like to hear.
That's the kind of impact that guy had on everyone.
Yeah, I mean, and like I was stated earlier, like I work with a lot of people that aren't like sports, like former athletes and stuff. Like they don't really understand like that kind of stuff. But when it was during lunch when I found out my lunch break, and it was like 10 minutes ago. Like it said 10 minutes ago, like Kobe Bryant died, and I was like, no shot. And something came over me, I'm a talkative person. Like people know, like, it's not like nobody knows who I am at the zoo. Like I know I'm pretty new still, but like I came out in the lunch. Like usually at lunch I don't talk. That's my time to like kind of like listen to music. I just kind of like butt everybody out. And I come out of the locker room. I yell. I go, Kobe's dead. And everyone kind of looks at me like, yeah, because they like kind of already knew, I guess, because they got to lunch before me. And I was just like, why are you still eating? I was like, Kobe's dead. I was like, and they're like, yeah, that sucks. I'm like, dude, no, this is like the worst thing ever. I was like, are you joking?
Damn.
Like, this is unbelievable. And I was like, I can't believe it. And I like went outside, like ate by myself, and I was just watching like the updates on it and stuff. Like,
I feel you. Oh,
so sad, bro.
Man. So sad, man. And his daughter with him. Man.
That's even worse. It makes it way worse that his daughter was with him.
Way worse. That was that was just the cherry on top, man. It was like, damn, Kobe died, and then it was like the reports of, oh, he was with his children. He wasn't with his children. Then he was with that daughter too, man. The one that was
the basketball prodigy, man.
And, she was about to take over, man, and just that she went with him was just I mean, it's just unthinkable. I can't even talk right now. And
his death really opened up my perspective on some people that I work with, like not directly work with, but maybe people outside of my area, where they're just like, they like don't really care, and they're like, didn't he like rape somebody? Like just kind of disrespectful, man. Like, and I'm just what kind of a person are you that you can like make fun of someone who died? You know what I mean? Like just
exactly, yeah. Like, what, are you perfect?
Yeah, like it just made me so mad, bro, and like. One of my coworkers actually had to apologize.
At least just give it a day at least.
Yeah, it was like an hour after, and I'm like, and I remember I had to keep working. Like, so I wanted to go home so bad, bro.
I bet.
But how are you supposed to explain that to your boss? Hey, a celebrity died, and I'm really upset. Can I go home? Like, no, you can't really do that.
No.
And so I just tried to like stay to myself, like, because I only had a couple more hours before I could go home, and I'm like, okay, like. I was doing projects on my own, and then like everyone came and was like talking to me about it. I was like, I really don't want to talk about this guy. He's like, y'all trying to make me cry right now? Like this is rough. But like, it's crazy because like these people that I work with that have never played sports basically in their entire life, they know who he is. They're like, yeah, we know him. He played basketball. I was like, that's how. Like, don't you understand? Like, that's how big he was, bro. Like people don't know.
They don't understand.
Like and you know who he is, like that should show you how big of a person he was, and they're like, oh wow, that's a pretty good idea. Yeah, I know, that's crazy. But like, did you see my story I put up yesterday of the shirt, the Kobe shirt that I got?
Shoot, I don't know. I haven't been on Snapchat. I don't think so.
It's a pretty cool shirt. I don't think it's on there anymore, but it's just I'll have to send it to you after we get off here. It's just Kobe and Gianna like walking off into like the sunset. It's sick with like halos on their head.
Yeah, I think I've seen that image too.
It's super sweet, yeah, but
yeah, man.
It just makes you appreciate life, man. Makes you know what you got and appreciate what you got.
Definitely, man. Not supposed to happen to someone like Kobe, but it did, and then just makes you think that shit could happen to me right now.
And I'm mad, a little extra mad too, because we were supposed to get because my section of the zoo is like really new, so we're getting like a lot of new animals and stuff, and we're getting a new cougar, like a mountain lion, and from Oakland Zoo. So from California, and we're trying to figure out names. And I said Kobe. I said, can we name it? I said, can we name it Kobe? Kobe the cougar, bro. Like that would be such a good publicity. Like the public decides, but we decide like the top 4 names that they get to choose from.
Okay.
And like everyone that I worked with was like, yes, that's such a good idea. Like, that's a good idea. And then my boss was like, there's a rule that we can't name animals after famous people. Like, I was like, are you joking? What? Like, I don't know how true that is, but that's just tragic, man. I was like, no, like that's so sad. And so I was like, how about Bryant? And then she was like, I mean, yeah, that would work, I guess. I was like,
Bryant.
I mean, Bryant. I mean,
it doesn't have that ring. Though.
It doesn't. It's not Kobe. But I mean,
Man.
I'll just fuck it up. I'll just fuck it up like mentally and keep calling it Kobe. And it'll be like, "What's my name? What is my name, please?"
What is my name?
Everyone calls me
My name is
Bryant,
Kobe.
but you. But I don't know. And then we're supposed to get we have a female one already that we're trying to name. And I said Gigi, for his daughter. I said, let's name it Gigi.
Yeah.
But we're getting a freaking giraffe shipped in named Gigi already.
Gigi. No.
What are the odds, man? What are the odds? So like,
What are the odds?
it's so stupid. So I don't know. Someone suggested the name Harriet Tubman. I was like, what? Why? We're gonna name it. We're gonna name it Harriet Tubman. So I have no idea what the public's gonna decide. Because after Kobe and I mean Bryant is still an option, but it's not.
Okay, yeah,
It's not Kobe. So I'm pissed. Now I'm like, I don't care what you guys choose. Just fucking don't mess it up. Choose something kind of cool. You know what I mean? Someone put Raider because he's coming from Oakland. I was like, that's decent, I guess, but
That's decent. Yeah, maybe run with that.
But I don't know. I just wanted Kobe, so fuck that up for me a little bit. But it's whatever.
Hate to see it.
But hey, man, thanks for joining me on this podcast, man. It was a legendary episode, full of all kinds of sports
Yeah,
today.
A lot of content, good content out there. Appreciate you having me, big guy. Good catching up.
Dude, usually I just have the NFL on here. I had the 3 major sports. I even threw the XFL in there, man. Shit. This was a loaded podcast for everybody.
Good podcast coming.
The only thing we didn't talk about is how we're going to die from coronavirus. So good luck, friend.
Thank you. Good luck.
We're all going to die. That's the plague. So
Don't say that.
may the odds be ever in your favor, sir. Just don't eat any Chinese food.
The Purge, may the odds ever be in your favor?
I was thinking more of the Hunger Games, but you need to be more cultured.
Okay. That is
You need to figure it out. You need to be more
I need to
cultured.
figure
Watch
it out.
movies. Watch Marvel.
I know. I'm not a movie guy.
That's
I gotta
okay.
figure it out.
You do have to figure it out. But hey, man, thanks for coming on, man. This was awesome to have you on. We'll have to have you on again, like I said, when we're doing the mock drafts. So get your 2 cents in on that.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Appreciate it again.
Good luck this season. Please keep me updated on what goes on with your little career there, your senior season. Let me give you
Yes,
some
sir.
advice. It goes by quick. You think that it's
I
like
know.
you think you have this whole long season, but then by the time you blink, it'll be the end of it, and then
I mean, yeah, we're already in the 3rd week, man. It's already flying by.
just don't leave anything behind. Don't regret anything. It's your last season to do it, to do something about it. So
For sure. I'm calling at least 50 SBs for sure.
you got to, man, lead the league in stolen bags. Why not?
We'll find out.
All right, man. Thanks for coming on, man. Take care.
All right, brother, man. Appreciate it.
See ya.
Peace.
And that was Justin Lara. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for tuning in again to another episode. This was action packed, full of all kinds of stuff. So yeah, make sure you guys tune in. Football season's officially over. I don't know what to do with my life, so I guess I gotta have to talk about the XFL now. So I'm gonna be a full-on XFL expert now. The next episode you hear me. Definitely gonna get into some more NBA content when MLB rolls around. I'm sure I'll figure something out with that. But yeah, thank you guys for listening and figure it out. Take care.